Hey guys, it's Hicks here from TGN and TsM, and welcome to episode 8 of TsM Talk. Now, this week is going to be pretty short. There wasn't too much that was in the gaming news, but we will touch up on the newest release, Batman Arkham City. But we will be first talking about Red Orchestra 2's leveling system and how in-depth it is. And then we'll be going on to the a fairly old release called Red Faction Armageddon. I don't think it got too much press release or even talked about really on the YouTube community, so I really want to talk about it because it is a great game. And then we'll be wrapping up this episode with Batman Arkham City and Battlefield 3 kind of in the same topic. Now, Battlefield 3 comes out this next week on the 25th on Tuesday, and all I've been hearing about Batman Arkham City is nothing but great reviews, a possible Game of the Year contender for sure, and hope you guys enjoy the show, and let's get right on into it. Alright guys, so let's get started by talking about the Red Orchestra 2's leveling up system. Now this system is pretty in-depth and in big detail. Now, Duncan, before I go into all the detail itself, I want you to tell me, what is your favorite thing about this leveling system that's different from all the other leveling systems out there?
The more you use a gun, the more you can properly use it, the more experience you gain with it. It's simple. It's like owning a gun or something like that, and you're used to all the quirks and how to aim or the exact drop distance. It's kind of what happens when you play a shooter for a while. You figure out bullet drop and all that shit. But this takes it a step further. Like of course, your virtual avatar has cycled that bullet on that rifle about 20 million times. He's gonna get faster at it. It just shows progression in terms of weapons usage, and that's really my favorite part.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree. It's just the more you use it, the better you become. So I'm gonna start going into what the menu system is like. So for those that are watching the video and listening, you'll be able to see a visual representation, but for those that are listening, I'll try and go as best detail as possible. So when you load up Red Orchestra 2, you have your main menu and you have a profile stats page, and when you come in here, you've got your basic overview type page and then your achievements, but now they've added two different things, your class progression tab and a weapons progression tab. Now in the overview, it just tells you what honor level you are, what level you are in total, how many wins and losses you had, your KDR. But the thing we want to look at and how it's really different is your class progression and your weapon progression. Now your class progression is your overall usage of your assault guns, your rifleman guns, your elite rifleman guns, and so forth. Now, if you're looking at my page right now, if you look at the assault class that I'm using, actually we'll go to rifleman because that's when I use the most. So right now, I'm only currently ranked Frontline Soldier level 2, and that's just with the Rifleman class. That's not with my Assault class or my Machine Gunner. This is just my Rifleman class only. And it tells me like my ranking, how many more kills I need to get another rank, how much more XP I need to gain to my next class rank, and each unlock, it shows your unlocks that you can get once you get up to a certain level. And you got your Frontline Soldier unlocks, your Hero unlocks, and your Veteran unlocks, and they give you better guns, both the Allies and the Axis side. So every time you level up your gun or your rank itself, you get percentage increases or bonuses within your actual class itself and the weapon. So in my Rifleman class, right now I only have 1% in both my movement speed and my stamina amount, which will change once I go up to level 3. And my weapon focus and my ammo distribution is at 5%. So, I've only leveled up twice, and I've only got about a 5% increase on the class as an overall. Now, since me and Duncan personally usually only play the Allies because he just loves Allies and I hate playing against them because I like playing with my friends, and not saying because he's better,
awesome.
Because he's not better, trust me.
Oh, shut up.
And,
I'm pretty sure I am.
So, I usually use the Rifleman class. I do use the SVT 40 sometimes, but the Maznagat 9130 is usually the one that I use the most. Now, as you can see, right now my weapon level is at level 34, and it levels up for as many kills I get. So right now, to my next level, I need about, 24 more kills, and I'll be level 35, and which each time I level up the gun itself, then I get even better bonuses. So right now, as you can see, I have a 90.57 accuracy, and that's not always true with everything. Sometimes you might get a double kill where the bullet penetrates more than one player, so that boosts your accuracy sometimes. I know if you look at some of my, I think my one of my scoped weapons, I have like an over 500. Yeah, I have a 550% on that because I've gotten a couple double kills and I've used less bullets, so it kind of just multiplies your accuracy there. And when you level up your gun and up to a certain point, you get your upgrades, kind of like attachments, but they're not so extreme like if you play games like Call of Duty or Battlefield where you get like a laser or an ACOG scope. There's really a really limited amount
We didn't
of
have fucking
attachments.
lasers in World War II.
What I mean, like, there's a limited amount of how much you can actually upgrade your weapon. And right now, the only upgrade there is with the M9 9130 is a bayonet, which a lot of pre-order guys got that right off the bat. But if you
It
use
makes
it,
stabbing people fun.
right, and it does. It makes your melee attack a lot stronger, and you literally can just kill one or two people really fast with it. And it definitely helps for those up close battles where you can't get your gun at its iron sights very quickly. So as you can see on my right hand side, since I'm such a higher level, now my reload speed's at 12%, my recoil control's at 17%, sway reduction is at 16%, and my melee strength is at 17. And this actually is a huge difference from when you first start out. As you can see in some of in the videos on our last episode where we talked about Red Orchestra 2, you can see how my sway is all over the place, and I hold my breath, and my breath is really short. It's only about 1 or 2 seconds long, and my accuracy was so bad. And now when I play now, I can do not quick scoping, but I can know as soon as I put up my rifle at iron sights, I'm most likely going to get the kill. So I'm really excited to see like how much better the gun can become, because I'm slowly getting used to the adjustments, and they kind of feel like I actually am using the gun constantly, like in real life, where I'm starting to know where the sway is going to start going as soon as I pull up the gun. And so investing all these hours into the game so far has actually paid off, and which is really why I love this leveling system, because it rewards you based on how much you use a weapon instead of doing like an overall upgrade to all your weapons. And you know, the more you use a class, the better you become with that class, and the more you use a specific weapon in that class, the better you become with that weapon within that class. And to be honest, this is one of the best leveling systems I've ever seen in an FPS game, and I really hope they try to implement this into other FPS games. Duncan, you got anything to say other than all this shit that I just said?
Basically, in layman's terms, you get better the more at what you play. It's a more advanced version of what Battlefield has been doing with class leveling up. You unlock things for that class based on your usage of that class and nothing more. So if you're relatively inexperienced at being a commander or anything like that, which is one of the main classes, which provides artillery support and things of the like, as well as aerial recons, force respawning of everyone in the respawn queue, and for canceling artillery just in case you decide to drop it on your friends' heads like a retard, then you are able to, if you are experienced commander, you'll be a lot more comfortable with that class. But if you're just starting out for the first time, then you got to work at it.
Since I've never really played the commander class at all, how does, when you level up the commander class, does like getting artillery strikes and stuff like that, does the timer, does it go down faster, or how does that work?
When you are the commander class, the commander basically is the top of the chain. The squad leaders answer to him and can set artillery coordinates on the map for the commander to see when at a radio station. From that, he can determine what would be the best course of action. Calling in a aerial recon will bring a single prop engine plane over the field, and it can't be shot down or anything like that I'm sure of yet. I'm not sure. I haven't actually wasted that much time yet. But it reveals positions of all enemies on the map, on the mini-map. And the commander can then see what's the best course of action for artillery, dropping it at certain coordinates, or would he be better posted at having a forced respawn, which is where everyone who's died, you have a 20-second respawn time. And there's a respawn queue that builds up, and it shows everyone in there, where they're spawning, how many of them are there. Now that forced respawn instantly spawns everyone at the same time, at the needs of the commander. So say an objective is under attack and you don't have enough guys in it, force respawn. That will bring reinforcements crashing down on each one of these things has a respawn time on it, such as artillery is usually 3 to 5 minutes, so you cannot just rain down fiery death on anyone that you please. But you get points towards your class for doing these different actions for your team. Say artillery strikes, you get as long as you're in the cap zone or something like that, you'll get an extra maybe 10 points towards that kill point that you just got. And then there's the defending people bonus, and all that goes towards your class. Now, using your weapons as the commander has access to weapons that most classes have access to. So if you're using the Papa Shah, the Russian submachine gun, so well popularized in many movies such as Enemy in the Gates and everything, it's that one with the 75 round drum mag on it. The more you use that weapon, the more comfortable you can be with it in any class.
Basically, as a commander, if you do really well, you can actually be a pretty badass commander and really change the course on how the game actually ends up folding out.
AKA me laughing maniacally when I drop that perfect mortar strike and kill 20 people.
Well, last night that's how it was when we were playing on that railroad. You're putting the artilleries right outside our front and telling everyone to get back because you knew you saw where all the people were, and you were able to basically I don't know how to say, you basically
turn the tide of the battle.
Yeah, like we were down I think 30 or 40 ticks, and with that mortar strike or that artillery strike, we were able to pick up at least 20 extra kills on that, and I believe we ended up winning
both times.
Yeah, both times. And so it definitely, being a commander is an important role in this game, and you can't really win. I mean, you can win without one if you don't have another guy on the other team that is a commander and you constantly using artillery strikes, but most of the time you want a commander in play because they can really help out the team, especially
and
spotting
if he sucks,
players.
You're fucked, basically.
Yeah, and that's why I never pick commander in any games, because I usually don't want to be the person that makes everyone lose. I like to be the guy on the front lines getting my ass shot up and, hoping that the commander does his job.
I like having artillery and dropping it on random people, but I prefer to have a sniper rifle.
And usually when you're a sniper rifle, you're not even in a squad. You're just kind of by yourself, which is good because it kind of plays the role of what a real sniper is. A real sniper is usually never in a squad. He's usually just kind of by himself, doing whatever he feels like. And
jacking off when no one's looking or something like that. I don't know. There's extracurricular battlefield activities. I mean, that's what I imagine that sniper was doing when he shoots me from a bush or something like that. He just spent the last 20 minutes sitting there beating his meat because he's got nothing better to do. I hate snipers.
Yeah, but you are one.
I know, but when I'm not one, I hate them.
Yeah, I think that's how everyone is.
Especially on Battlefield. Oh my god.
So, alright.
Points, suck it.
So I think that's all we got on the Red Orchestra 2 leveling system. Again, it's super intense. If you want a game that's really skill-based, that takes time to be better, I definitely, again, would recommend this game. You can get it on Steam for like $30, $40, and it's actually popular. I was having an issue when I first got it where I couldn't see servers and stuff like that, but once I updated my Punk Buster, everything was fine, and now I see plenty of servers, and there's over 100 or plus with 64 players playing all the time, so it is a pretty busy game. I still think it's got a really small following compared to other games.
Busy game.
Oh boy.
That I like to play.
Yeah, so again, guys, so we'll move on to the second topic, which is Red Faction Armageddon. Now, this game came out this year. It wasn't really talked about, and I don't think it got too much of a great, review from people. I personally loved this game, and I've been playing the Red Faction series since the very first one on the PlayStation 2 in 2001. Now, for those who don't understand the Red Faction series, it's basically you're a Mason, that's your last name, and you basically kick ass and chew bubblegum way better than Duke Nukem does, and you just save the world over and over, it seems like.
But it's funny because you save the world and by destroying as many things as possible, which is a play on your last name, Mason. As in, you are basically the Mason of massive amounts of destruction.
Jesus. What? Oh my god.
It's totally true. Alright, okay. Red Faction 2, which is the first game I played, Basically, all I did was destroy everything. I threw debt charges everywhere, blew holes around doors. Door was locked. I say, screw you, door. Go through the door. Red Faction Gorilla, I instantly fell in love with because I could drop bridges. Huge bridges, not like those tiny little bridges that you see over a river or something like that. A bridge spanning an entire chasm, and I drop it while people are on it. Basically, smash through anything. And then Red Faction, which was or Armageddon, which was it still had the same engine, but it was a lot more contained, as in I could drop a platform a bunch of people were standing on.
Yeah, well, Red Faction Armageddon takes place, I believe, 50 years after Red Faction Guerrilla. So the guy you played in Red Faction Guerrilla, I believe, is dead, and now
Yeah, it's dead.
you're the grandson. So you're another Mason, but like they keep using the same engine, which is the GeoMod engine, in which they had the GeoMod engine in 2001, which was the first engine in the first game I played that allowed destructible environment. So we had destructible environment all the way back in 2001, but no one really took,
No one
took
gave a
it,
shit.
no one took advantage of it and didn't see too much greatness out of it. But the Red Faction series loved it, and it really was one of the games I enjoyed playing on the PlayStation 2 personally. And then we've had Red Faction 2, and then Guerrilla, which was released like 2 years ago, and now Red Faction Armageddon. Now, Armageddon's different from Guerrilla, but Red Faction Armageddon is exactly like the first two Red Factions, where they're kind of like a linear playthrough, but you can still blow up shit however you want. Guerrilla was, they took a chance on your open world type thing, and Guerrilla is the first time the Red Faction series went into a third person or isometric type view, and Guerrilla followed suit with the camera angle, and to be honest, I really liked the...
You talking about Armageddon? You said Gorilla twice.
Oh, yeah, I meant Armageddon, sorry. Yeah, Armageddon
Don't worry, I'm
took
there to
suit.
make you feel like an idiot.
But yeah, so they definitely took this change on the camera angle, and I really liked how they did that in Guerrilla. So when they did it with Armageddon, it was fine, and it wasn't like a big bother. What I really like about Red Faction Armageddon, though, a little bit more than Guerrilla. Now, I liked Guerrilla a lot, but Armageddon, I liked it because of all the weapons. There are a shit ton of weapons in Armageddon, and once you beat the game, you can do this thing called New Game Plus. So basically, you can play the game over, but with all your upgrades and weapons that you've already obtained in the last playthrough.
What does the pony do? The
Oh
magical pony.
yeah, buddy. When you beat the game, you get two special weapons. You get one that basically has homing missiles on it, in a sense.
So
But
throwback to Gorilla. It's the assault rifle that the EDF used that with the smart bullets.
but it's not that great. I hardly ever use it. The gun I use 24/7, 365 is now the pony gun, and it literally is like a rainbow pony, and you pull up its tail so you show its ass to everyone, and you squeeze the pony, and this like beam of rainbow shit comes out its ass, and it's like these like balloons and shit are going off. They're like, yeah, yeah. When you like kill someone, it's like boop 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 boop. And it
That
is
is
so
that is kind of disturbing, but now I really want one. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try that. And I'm gonna take a million screenshots for posterity of me grabbing some pony's ass. So this is where that freaking My Little Pony or My Little Brony shit is coming from. All the people fawning over this stuff.
It's so funny because it like melts. It literally like deteriorates all the structures in front of it, and you can hold it a lot longer than that one laser gun or the one gun
The
that
plasma cutter or
Yeah.
whatever it is. The
Yeah,
plasma rifle.
yeah, it lasts a lot longer than that one, so I use it most of the time. But really, what really stands out with this game is how much replayability it has. It has hours and hours of replayability. I'm on my third playthrough right now, and I haven't figured out, I've only been playing on normal, haven't really gone up in any higher difficulty, because I'm trying to figure out if the higher difficulty you go up, do you get more salvage or not? Because if so, I'll play on hard so I can get the most salvage, because when you beat the game, you unlock, which I haven't seen this in games in a very long time, you unlock cheats. You finally get cheats, but you have to buy your cheats using salvage. And I don't even think I even got up to 10 to 15,000 salvage when I played it the first time through. So, I'm hoping I'll try it out that if you play a higher difficulty, you get more salvage, because I want to unlock all these cheats. There's, I think, another 5 weapons you can unlock with salvage after you beat it. And there are some of the DLC, there is some new costumes you can put on. Mason, which isn't a big deal, but, some people like that.
You can play. Let me guess. They give you a better hammer because I traded the hammer off very early in the game for the magnet gun, which is hilarious because you attach a magnet to a stone pillar and you attach a magnet to a person, and said stone pillar then finds its way magically into the arms of said person, and they make beautiful stone babies. Not really. Just
No, I didn't even use the hammer once in the game. I didn't even the first when you start off in the game where you have to use the hammer to break through the wall. I didn't even use it. I used my melee attack, and then I got rid of the hammer right away and went for the guns because I knew this game was really big on its guns and returning back to the Red Faction 1 and 2 days where everything was heavily about the guns. But another thing that really stands out is now Mason. I don't know. I want to call it like the Nano Forge or something. The thing that
the
you wear.
Nano Forge, which was introduced in Red Faction Guerrilla, which could disintegrate buildings and stuff like that, or people, whichever your psychotic needs desired.
What's the thing that's on his arm?
That's the Nano Forge. The
Okay.
Nano Forge, which has been handed down from Mason to Mason, has now been reverse engineered, so you can destroy shit and then instantly rebuild it.
Yeah, and it also allows you to have these new power-ups. Like, you can have this big dome shield around you. You can have this wave that you, like, I don't know how you do. I didn't really pay attention to
The
the animation.
shockwave.
Yeah, that you, like, can pick up enemies. The more you upgrade it, it picks up enemies, and it has, like, these wires that go to them and, like, sucks the life out of them.
Oh, that's the shockwave. That
Yeah.
It puts all the enemies around you in a zero-G environment, and it's pretty good for getting out of a tricky situation when you get bum rushed by those aliens.
Yeah, well, the one I use the most is the one where he like powers up himself, and so anytime he's shooting ammo, the ammo's more, or the bullets are more, does more damage and stuff. And if you upgrade it all the way, you have infinite ammo, so you can just hold down the trigger and just waste people. And when you keep killing people, it slowly revives your nano forge. So you can like, I went on for like a minute and 10 seconds or something like that. That's the largest I think I clocked in at killing people was like a minute 10, and I was just constantly just holding down the trigger, and it was so awesome.
Isn't there like I haven't even delved into the multiplayer yet, which is probably worth giving a look now that they've got all these different features and stuff like that. But I played Red Faction Guerrilla. I played that multiplayer, and that was pretty fun because by 5 minutes, most of the terrain basically looked like someone had taken dump.
Yeah, yeah.
A big dump filled with rockets and hammers.
To be honest, I really
And some
enjoyed
X-Lax for that.
I enjoyed Armageddon better than Gorilla just because I'm not a huge person on straying far away from how it was originally made around, and they kind of went with the open world type thing, and I just don't like running around all the time having to go to like one part of the end of the map to do this one mission and come back to get another one. I kind of like on games like Red Faction, I kind of like just going in that linear line where it's one big story. You just get little cutscenes, so then you're in the next part of the mission, and you just keep going. At least with the Red Faction series. Now, I like open world games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff, but I don't know. Guerrilla was fun. It was very fun. And
Imagine killing hookers and then dropping buildings on the police as they came after
and
you.
then and then repairing them with your nanoforge so you can do it again.
GTA and Red Faction should get together and have a baby.
Yes. I think that'd be awesome to have the GeoMod engine on Grand Theft Auto. That'd be so awesome. Oh man, I couldn't imagine. And being able to rebuild it, that'd be even better. So you can redo it again.
Because I'm pretty sure within like the first week of owning the game, half the city would be a rubble.
Yeah, I don't know if that would do good on your frames or what. I don't know.
No, I mean, isn't the fact that you couldn't do any of the missions anymore because you killed everybody.
That's true. That's true. Maybe they could do like some respawn system that if you do blow it up, or they have like locks on around buildings or something. Yeah, I mean, for it being a game that didn't get much attention, I think it was a pretty decent game. Like, I would give it a good 8.9 out of 10. Like, it was a pretty good game.
It's a good game at its core, but the main storyline is retarded.
They've always been retarded. It's the same thing.
I mean, come on, like the fact that he can fix anything with his nano forge, and the planet, what the hell is it called? The terraformer breaks, and instead of going back to fix it 5 minutes later, he waits 3 years and then goes in and fixes it for the final battle.
And he has to go through all these. And okay, so since we're talking about bad things, then if you want to bring up that, the enemies. There was only 2 enemies you killed: fucking bugs and the human guys. Like,
dude, those bugs were so annoying, especially small ones. It was so satisfying to smash their heads in. Smash them.
I just didn't. I think I like how they try to portray it, like with that thing being down, it allowed all the things that were living on Mars come back and destroy all the people. That was a pretty
Basically,
cool.
like the flood in Halo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it was a pretty good way of doing the story, but it's never been about those type of monsters. Like it's always just been about you fighting against being a rebellious person and fighting against the power. So, and them doing this was a little different
So
on
another
story
Black
wise.
Panther game.
Another Black Panther game for sure.
Black
Uh,
Panthers. That sounds like some sort of a.
this one was better though. I think this one was better. I think this one was better than Rage. I liked Rage, but I think this one, since I've been playing the Red
Sounds
Faction
like
game.
cougar porn. Black Panthers.
Oh my god.
What? It does. I'm not retracting.
You guys know
that
what this kid
statement.
thinks about all the time now.
No. I was just looking at a picture of your mother earlier, and cougars just popped in my head.
So, do you think they'll come out with a new game? Because this one was set 50 years after, and the first two were only a 5-year difference. So,
It doesn't really matter to me as long as I can bring down a building.
like
The
I personally would like to see is it Voltian
Vo- what I don't know what you're trying to say here.
the developers. I'm sorry if I really
Volition.
Volition. If Volition were to team up with another company and give them their GeoMod engine for another game that's pretty well known, like Grand Theft Auto or something, I really think that company would become a lot better known. I mean, they're really well known, but with the Red Faction games, it's kind of like a specific market. Like you would really only like the game if you've played the originals, because the stories are pretty cohesive with each other. So, jumping into Armageddon, you're going to be like, what the fuck's going on? Like, who's Mason? Everyone knows my name, but who am I? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the embarrassing thing I did with the mayor's wife. I mean, yeah, that is pretty kind of messed up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the
Random
thing
talks
with
again.
what?
Are you going doing like trying to make up funny stories again and they never make sense?
Maybe.
So you overall like this game though?
Yes, I like this game because it allows me to rebuild. Say I'm trying to get somewhere and I accidentally destroy the walkway because there's a bunch of bugs on it, and
I
I
did
just
that
want to
shit
see
all
them
the time.
fall to their death. I'm like, oh, look at that! I can repair it now.
Yeah,
So
I definitely liked it because of that aspect. I really liked how they did put in you can repair things now, which was really cool. So yeah, I would give this game again an 8.9 out of 10. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I think they should continue the series and continue to try different styles of the gameplay. I like the third person. I think they should keep the third person. I like the destruction. They should keep that. I like all the weapons they had, but they just needed to somehow either start a new franchise with the new game and start a new story, or try to do a different storyline on the next game, because this one was pretty weak, and you really didn't care about the story when you're playing, but the people who like
his
storylines,
girlfriend dies within 5 minutes of them making out.
and he doesn't even care. He's like, oh
No,
man, and
it's
he
like
just gets
I
back.
was more pissed off than Darius was. It's like she was kind of hot. Like seriously, she's like, "Hey, look at my cleavagey outfit, and I'm gonna tease you.
And
I'm
then she gets
totally gonna
stabbed
tease you
right
the whole
between the
game, and
boobs.
then you finally make your move, and then she goes and dies like an idiot. Like, hey, let's make out outside of this extremely large walker that I just fixed, and we can get back inside of and stay safely, and basically we can make out while you stomp on your enemies. No, I'm gonna make out here. And
Oh look, I got stabbed by some random enemy.
look at that! Look at that!
All right, well, I think we'll wrap up this discussion on Red Faction Armageddon. If you are a
So,
fan of the series, pick it up. It's a really good part. It's another good extension to the game and to the series, and they've added a couple things that really made the game a lot more fun than some of the older ones. But if you're looking for the feel in the open world like scenario like Red Faction Guerrilla had, you won't get that. It's going to be more or less towards the old style 1 and 2. So I guess we'll just move on to the last two topics. We're going to kind of combine together.
it's all right, Hicks. You can say old school. You don't have to say old times.
Did I say old times?
Yeah, you
Anyway,
said old times. Say old school.
old
Okay, I'll
school.
give you more street cred than that.
All right, so we'll go on to the last two discussions. We'll just talk briefly about Batman Arkham City. Now, this game was released last week. Yeah, last week. And all I've been hearing is great reviews. I've heard nothing bad about the game. at all. I mean, it's up
Because
for
it's freaking Batman and Mark Hamill is the Joker. What more as a nerdgasm could you want? That laugh is so freaking creepy. You do not even know. Yes, you do. Because you probably grew up watching that
I did.
cartoon as a kid.
I did.
I love how they brought all those voice actors back to do their respective characters from that TV show that we all watched as kids.
Well, the thing that I really enjoy the most from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City is they went from you being stuck in an asylum the whole time to an entire open world free roam type environment. So now you can freaking run across buildings, jump from building to building, use your Batman special shit, the Batman hook. God, I
They're
couldn't even
called
remember it.
gadgets, Hicks.
Gadgets, and you can like lock onto buildings, get up on top of them, fly down, glide, beat the shit out of people while you're flying. When you're gliding down, you just like Jackie Chan kick someone in the face. I mean, all I've been reading is the combat is 100 times better than Arkham Asylum. Like you can
Combat
do
is fluid and smooth as it should be, as most fighting games out there should be these days.
I mean, all I've been like, if you watch any gameplay on YouTube, it's like you can do combos up to 50 hits, and it looks so smooth. It's not like in Arkham Asylum. I felt like I would only get like 5 or 6 hits in, and then I had to start another. I had to start hitting in the same pattern again. In this, you can do like blocks and be kicking and be punching and stealing weapons and being able to kind of like guess where the next guy's going, and you'll be able to hit him. And it's like all this fluid motion is like crazy insane compared to the last game. Another thing that's been really impressive is it's on the newest Unreal Engine. Now, for those who don't understand what's on the new Unreal Engine, this new Unreal Engine introduces DirectX 11, and it's a modified. It's like the newest one they showed. I believe it was at E3 or PAX or something, and it was like a nice little trailer. But tessellation, face animations, lighting, texturing is at the top of its game here. Literally, if you want a great graphically looking game, this one will have it. I don't know if it would beat Battlefield 3, but they would probably be in a pretty good debate there because it's outstanding looking. And I personally love the Batman series, so I definitely am going to pick this up once I get some extra time to do it because this game looks amazing, and it is, for it being a licensed game, it's one of the best licensed games you could ever invest in, for sure.
Well, of course, I love the Batman of my childhood, and this game allows me to fulfill that role, starring with those voice actors and everything. Basically, it just brings me back to those wonderful Saturday mornings, and I can beat the crap out of criminals. And it's a more mature storyline because the people who've watched that show have grown up, and so they portray that very well with the different characters and the fact that you now have a more dramatic storyline it's geared more towards the serious type of player, but you can still basically it's a lot of nostalgia for me from those voices and everything. And I'm going to play this later. This is going to be around the time that I'll probably pick up Skyrim and everything because I still haven't played Arkham Asylum. I played bits and pieces of it, and that's it. And I've really enjoyed the game. It's one of those games I see that it's always on sale and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, I'll pick it up later. And then something like Battlefield comes out or something like that. And I totally forget about it. It's basically one of those games I'm going to come back to, and I'm going to ask myself why the hell I didn't play it earlier.
I bought Batman Arkham Asylum. I bought it, I believe, Christmas sale or summer sale, and I was like, why did I not get this when it first came out? This game is absolutely amazing, and so I didn't even want to hype this game up because I didn't want to know anything about it because I wanted to be exactly how I was when I picked up Arkham Asylum and have no clue what to expect. But looking at everything, reviews, gameplay videos, I want this game more so than I want Battlefield 3 right now. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I really do want this game really bad because I'm just a huge Batman fan. One, they have all your amazing
He
characters.
has Batman underwear.
I used to dress up as Batman as a kid. I had Batman action figures as a kid. I mean, I watch Batman all the time on TV. I have all the Batman movies. I'm a huge Batman fan. So never read any of the comics though. I was just more of the toy and movie type guy. But
Shiny movie things.
yeah, things that kept my attention. So
Yeah,
reading was not one of them.
We all have ADHD.
Yeah. But so, and they brought back again like all my favorite characters: the Joker, the Riddler, Two-Face, Bane, Mr. Freeze. So they're bringing back the best villains, the Joker, of course. But
Just as long as it's just not Arnold Schwarzenegger saying "chill out." Oh my
well,
God.
no. Talking about the Mr. Freeze though, he's one of the bosses in the game, and what's special about him is he's like the what do you want to call it, hyper intelligent type person, where let's say you hit him in a certain way, or you get down, you do a move that takes away a large portion of his health. Well, he learns that move, and you can never do that move on him again. So you have to learn another way to fight him, and it becomes a really difficult task to defeat him, because now you have to think of different ways to actually get a move combo in there that he won't notice. So I thought that was a really cool
So
addition that they
stupid
did.
people do not play this game.
Like you can't just go and spam melee attacks, because you won't be able to land them. He'll just block them all, probably freeze you. I don't know. I haven't played the game, so I don't know what attacks he does. But having that intelligence, that AI into that boss is crazy, very cool and impressive, especially on the Unreal Engine. So again, I definitely would recommend picking this up, and I hopefully this is a Game of the Year contender, because it definitely deserves it so far. All right, so now we will move on to the last part, the last discussion, which is Battlefield 3. It's coming out
Of
next
course.
week. It's coming out next week, so we definitely have to talk about
Gird
it.
your loins.
The newest thing I know about it from watching some directors from Next Gen Tactics is they went on the USS Hornet, and they got to have a sneak peek of the game at vanilla, basically, and it was updated on the newest build. So everything from what I've heard is fixed from what the beta issues held, which is great news, because now I am not worried really to even have the game. I was a little skeptical because there were some things inside the gameplay that needed to be fixed, because they were pretty critical type things, and it seems that they fixed them. And I'm just really waiting for next week, because as soon as that game comes out, I'm gonna be playing it and doing gameplay commentaries like crazy. What are you gonna be doing, Duncan? Are you gonna be playing? Are you gonna be
I'm going to be
working?
playing it. You will not be able to reach me for comment unless it's on the other team or on my team, or if you're in my squad. That's the only time you will hear from me. I will be so far up up in Battlefield 3's business. I'm probably going to be one of those people you see who has the highest rank on the board, because I have no life. And well, I come home. I work in this building, just helping people out with their computers, and I come home and then I'll just play on my computer all day. So I'm on a computer like all day or day,
So yeah, I'm
unless it's the weekends where I'm getting blasted. Maybe then I'm blasted in front of my computer. I don't know. Depends how the night goes. I can't
so
finish that Jack Daniels. What?
anyway, Duncan, going off another tangent there. We're definitely looking forward to Battlefield 3. I'm glad that they've fixed everything. Got nothing else really to talk about, guys. Duncan, again, you're always fun to have on here. You make everything funny.
You
Uh,
know, I'm pretty sure I've counted you saying the game like at least 20 times, by the way.
the game.
Yeah, the game.
Anyway, guys, it's Six here from TGN and TsM. Be looking out for gameplay commentaries for Battlefield 3 this coming week on both my personal channel and the TGN Games channel. And I also put out a new introduction video to a new series I might want to try out called Innovation ? Where I go through genres of games and we go through the history of innovations that games have done and where they have failed, and if we're at a halt in certain genres. I'll put a link down below to those videos, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.